In our effort to burst the bubble on change, we cannot escape from the information, from the thought that change is the only constant. On the other hand, people view it in various ways. You see it from point A, whereas I see it in point B, and others may see it in point C, D, E, and so on. When we look at change, take it like a coin. Some of you may look at the upside, and some of you may look at the downside. To put it in another way, if you look at change from the point of a glass half or half full or half empty, some will look at the water that is inside the glass, whereas there are some who could be looking at the empty part of the glass. It depends on how we look at change, and most are based on individual preferences. And the perspective is we are looking at change and we want to dissect change and discuss it in a way that we can tackle it as a subject matter that is easy for us to approach. Hey everyone, I am Wong. I'm an HRD consultant, trainer, and writer. Welcome to my video today. And in our video, we will share about how do we want to see change as a friend instead of a foe. We want to make change work for us. And how do we do that? We want to look at change in a way that it is friendly to us, it is a subject matter, it is an approach that we can always like and depend on. And wouldn't it be wonderful that we can share change not only with ourselves, but also with others as well? And this is where our program for today is. The video that I am doing today is having this brief reference slides that can act as a signpost for us to move our subject matter of change. And when we want to burst the change bubble, what we need to do is that I would like you to do a bit of reflection. And when this reflection is based on our area of concentration today, which is degree of change. When I go through this subject matter on degrees of change, it is important for you to put into perspective where are you now in this stage that is being highlighted from the degree of change. There are a few different components, different stages, and I would like you to put a bit of thought on that as well. And my video today is live without edit and without any cut. So we shall proceed. When we talk about degree of change, it is a matter of looking at it as a model from the corporate world. And based on this model, the creator is Roger Collins, who divides change into different areas of severity in an organization. Now you may wonder, why do I bring in a corporate model for change and degrees of change to share in our areas of building a bigger and more massive life? The answer is in this manner. The point that I want to make is what we can have as a resource and as a source from various different references is good to bring in a different point of view. If you remember in the last session on the introduction to the Burst the Bubble on Change video, I talked about how to be open-minded. And when we look at being open and expanding our perspective, it is easier for us to accept and welcome the different sources and information that we can get from many useful references that we can get. And this is important because we're looking at how we want to infuse and immerse ourselves on applying what can work from another context into the context of our own personal life. And it may also go the other way around. What we do personally may also be useful in terms of the career and also professional aspects of our work life as well. So there is a good balance, and I'm looking for that when we want to make our life massive. Now, what do we look at the degree of change? And there is a table, and I will share the reference from the table itself and where to get it if you want to have more information. In a summary, when we look at change, if according to this level, this model, the degrees of change can go from just a pure performance, observable efficiency, until the step where you go through as a journey and you will look at the final stage will be paradigm shift. And this degree of change is a matter of us applying ourselves through different areas of the stages and how do we identify and also apply ourselves to move from one stage to another. Let me share with you quickly in terms of how do we look at degree of change from a story point of view. I read about this story about change at a very young age, and it's a storybook. And when we look at linking the model that we have in terms of degree of change to the story that I have read in the past, it makes a bit more sense. Let me share with you this example of the story. Now we look at how we want to, from the point of open mindset, the story is called Diamond Ring. And it goes like this. Many years ago, there is a lady who is known to be very sour face, always have an unhappy face. Every person that crossed her path were afraid of her. And she doesn't know it because she did not look at herself in a mirror most of the time because she's too busy doing work at home. Now, one day, there's a friend who is very concerned, and he offered her a diamond ring. And what the lady needs to do was just to go and do one simple action before going to sleep at night. And this is what she needs to do. She'll just need to stand in front of the mirror, look at the diamond ring on her hand, and smile at the diamond ring. Smiling every night. She was hesitant at first. As usual, as in any one of us, she's the same. She feels it is a waste of time because she heard feedback and she doesn't know how to tackle her issue of being not having a happy face and is always looking like she is not having a good day. Anyway, she decided to give it a try. So the first night, before she sleeps, she stands in front of the mirror and she look at the ring and smile. As usual, the smile for the first time, like what we always do when we try out a new skill, we apply a new way of doing an action, we always are not in a position to do it well. And so she smiled very hesitantly. She's not so happy, but she gave it a try. And second night, she also do the same. In front of the mirror, she look at the diamond ring in front of her, and she try to smile a bit more. Third night, she do the same. Fifth, sixth, so on. And as time passes, she begin to have an easier time to smile in front of the mirror and also at the diamond ring. And as she progressed with a nice smile at the diamond ring, she begins to feel the muscle on her face begin to soften. And in time, you guess what? She can even smile anytime that she wants because the way that her mindset and the body and the application of a consistent smile every night started to infuse in the way that she smiled as a habit. And in time, she is smiling brightly, and with it come lots of compliment, saying that now, after some time of practicing the night smile on the diamond ring, she started to radiate happiness, joy, and her smile is brightening up everyone. Now, if you look at this story in terms of how we want to put it in the context of degrees of change, if you look at my chart here on the slide, the first level will be performance tuning. This is when, in the story that we have of the lady just now, the first time that she is doing the smile on the ring, diamond ring, it is stage number 1, which is she's tuning in. She's fine-tuning, she's finding her way on how to do it exactly. It is very hard because it's not what she normally does. But as time goes on, she started to move to the next level, which is restructuring her thoughts. And there's a second night, third night started to come into place. The way that she do this night smile and on the diamond ring started to be automated. And she started to put a bit more feeling into it. As you know, there is a saying, fake it until you make it. Of course, at the time in the story, it was not part of the saying. It was never put in this manner. And as we go along to the degrees of change model, from the third and also the fourth, I'm putting my cursor here, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, until the final stage, paradigm shift. That's when she finally, inside the story, she's able to automatically smile happily anytime that she wants without any hesitation, without any fear. And at last, she reached her goal without even realizing it. And the result of the exercise for the diamond ring and night smile is to make sure that she is able to smile anytime that she wants. Now, for us, we should look at this story in these two learning points. First, what we are looking at will be in terms of the open mindset, how we want to approach a change like the story of the diamond ring just now. There must be a spark for us to burst the bubble on the current state that we are not familiar with, we are not happy with, and we have been told that we should progress. That must be there. And in this story, there is a trigger, which is the diamond ring. And this has happened that it is given by a friend who has well-meaning to the lady, and also it is a trigger that is beautiful because diamond rings, who doesn't like it, right? And the next story part that we can learn from is, the next point will be, point number 2 will be, when we look at change, it is a conscious effort. It is an action that we put in, and it must be consistent. Just like building any habit, like when we learn to swim and we learn to cook a good recipe, there must be a period where we try out, try and error. In this case of the lady, there is a period where she is applying herself to start smiling at the diamond ring in front of the mirror. And she can actually see herself smiling. And before long, she can look at herself transform into the paradigm shift at the last stage that we are talking about here, where she is automatically smiling. And as change comes, the third point is we're able to automatically react to change. That is the ultimate degree of change that we want to embrace and manage. Now, if you look at the way that we want to put the story into the context of change, the part where we look at in terms of starting point of doing the action of smiling in the beginning, it is looking at embracing. But the moment that we pass on to being conscious of doing it automatically, it's already managing it already in terms of change. So the point of embracing to managing, we can look at it from the degrees of change. And this is where we talk about the corporate application of change model can also be put into our personal life. Now, the area that I want you to think about from the diamond ring and night smile story is that the questions that should come to your mind is, what is your diamond ring? And how do you want to practice the night smile in your life on the area that you want to change? If you have given it a thought and you find the answer, you can always leave a comment, and also you can share it in the comment. And if you find this video is helpful, please like and share it with your connections. And before I end, let me bid a thank you to you and also see you soon. And we will continue our journey on Burst the Bubble, and I hope to get it to become a series. And I would like you to give your comment as well on whether this format works for you and I or not, which is I have a slide to reference here and also to give you a bit more information on how I am running the video itself. So, as I said just now, see you soon and stay happy and make your life massive.